Greetings, mortals, I am the FallenShogun, and welcome to the how-to, as always. Now, we've been talking a little bit about the whole constantly building your towers up and so on the walls. That is very much self-explanatory. So what we're going to talk about is utilities and amenities. So, they're not the most important stuff in the world, but they will significantly help and boost your people. So what I mean by that is the manufacturing stuff. As you can see, we have tools. If you build down tools like axes, hoes, shovels, pickaxes and so on, your people work better. You know, they're more productive, they have equipment, they're a lot more useful. So you will of course need to get iron for that. So we're going to go to refining and put down a forge. Now we are still building our place up because quite frankly I can. And we're going to put you one, two, three there in the corner because I can. So we're going to start building up over here, get this up and running to get the forge going. We're going to also put down important stuff we need, because the forge also does stuff like gold. You can use gold to get Khajiit. Yes, Khajiit exist. They want your coin, because they have wares to sell. Darn Ray and his meme lord tendencies, but you know, that's him. So yeah, I do recommend getting a makeshift forge down so you can start manufacturing tools. Tools are very important to actually continue getting good amounts of resources. Now, you won't be needing them too early on in the game, so that's why I'm looking at right now. Get it down, get the forge up and running, prioritise it, get that iron ingots out, and you can start working on that. Another important amenity utility building, Schmidt has grown up, is going to be, since I feel where the hell he's put it, should be in civics. So you have the clinic, which heals people. They heal the sick and the wounded. They manufacture bandages, so your people can actually heal themselves in a pinch. They just require silk. So as long as you have silk, you can actually craft stuff. So I do recommend getting that down once you start taking a lot of attacks, so your people can heal if they're outside the walls and the enemy's over here. If you remember, I lost a guy over here, but it would have been regardless death because of corrupted firebow tower. So you'll need a clinic. A courier station is actually very useful as well, for it spawns courier golems. So courier golems just take resources from place to place. Very, very useful. Because obviously, you know, you need your resources to be moving from place to place. But right now, you won't be needing them just yet. Because when I say place to place, your courier golems take resources from one region to another. So it's not like building to building, it's one region to another. So once you get this down, you can start reinforcing other areas by supplying them, say, food from here, wood from another place. That is the future. And maintenance building will of course help repair buildings, dismantle buildings. They're much more useful than your builders, who you'd obviously want to try and build things first. So once you start getting a lot of damage like we are, because of storms and also summer happening, I recommend getting a maintenance building down. Obviously you have the marketplace where you can buy stuff, and you also have the Waymaker Shack. The Waymaker Shack is very important and very, very useful. The reason for it being, where should I put you? Actually, let's just delete you. And you, and you, and you. So these buildings with the hammers means they're within my range, I can claim them. Because they're not mine, they're just random buildings which are already on the map. Look at that, they're red, that means they're overheating. But yeah, the Waymaker Shack is there for building and maintaining roads. So if you want your people to be moving a lot faster in the world, because, I don't know, you like your people to be able to get to places quickly, I recommend getting it down as soon as humanly possible. Of course, again, at the very beginning you will have different targets. You have to remember that. You don't really want to have faster people at the very beginning, when you can obviously just have resources put into place already. Oh, you got scared, eh? Typical. Let's build this house up. There we are. So yeah, you need to get the iron ore up and running. I recommend doing that earlier than any others. It depends upon you when you get your Waymaker Shack up and running. It depends if you're having any bottlenecks because resources are taking too long to get to the front lines. Because obviously roads make things faster, they also make the enemy faster. If you build roads early and you can't defend them, you find the enemy speeding into your base. Which isn't exactly what you want, but you know, it happens. But yeah, at this stage, when damage starts going on, get a maintenance building, get a Waymaker Shack. But you should at least have the basic infrastructure going on first. You should have a lot of buildings, a lot of resources, and a lot of defensive golems. Golems, of course, being the most important part of this battle. I cannot hit the target at all, can I? Let's go grab some more resources, as always. Not much. I might have to borrow from my actual village. Again, I don't like borrowing from the village because that essence is more useful within the city itself, because let's face it, I need the golems, I need the towers active. That's a lot of food slowly being melted down at the bottom. That's annoying. I cannot hit that building. There we go. But yeah, all this food is going to waste. Is this full? Yes, it is. Again. I recommend getting a second food storage down if you need it. You just need food stored away. You need water stored away. So yeah, when you hit summer, if you start seeing your water go down, you're in probably a bit of a problem. But you do have the rain spell if need be, so you can actually have a load of rain catchers. If you're really struggling, you can put a well down. I wouldn't recommend getting a well down, because they take up a building slot and they gather slowly. But if you're desperate, get a well down. Then we're going to build a large fountain. Here, I think. And again, I kind of like having two of these, honestly. Where do I have you? Maybe here, why not? Let's just destroy this because I can. What are you again? Crystilla there? Yeah. But yeah, get a fountain down to store water if you need to. Depending on what you do is how much water you have. Let's build you over here, why not? Just so it's nearby. It's just a storage building, the fountain. It looks vaguely nice, but it is just a storage building. So don't be over the top, oh, where should I put it, why? Just storage. But yeah, definitely make sure you have plenty of food going on. Like, we are... minor issue here, the fact we don't have this going. Come on, more food. Because when winter comes, nothing will grow. Like right now, summer, it will grow, but it will grow slowly because of lack of water. But winter, nothing will grow. So you need that food and you need it stored. Again, it can store within your houses, but it's always good to know that you have a massive store of food somewhere else as well. I'm saying as well a lot. You will see that happening because, you know, that's what you need as well. There we go. There we are. So there we go. We now have even more storage space. How are we doing over here? Still got time, okay. Perfect, oh mundo. Nomads, finally, more peasants. Where though? So they do occasionally pass through the enemy village. Or corrupted massive death. There you go. Oh, a key. Come with me. I think I stunned them. Yep, okay, got 1, 2. That it? That's a shame. Okay. So we need, let's have a look at our resources. Maybe another farmer? Always keep an eye on who you've got going where, just in case. They've got plenty of farmers. We've got 4 farmers. We've got more farmers than I really need, honestly. And the food is rotting right now. Let's get another builder. See how it goes. But yeah, you need your utility buildings up and running about this stage of time. Which will be your forge to make your iron ore to make your toolsmithy. Because the tools your guys carrying makes them more efficient. And as you can see, there's stuff going on. Another thing you do want to get at this stage of time. Where is it? Every time I look, things change. It's a how-to, and also where are. There we are, the kitchen. The kitchen is also a very important thing. Like I say, it turns raw food into rations. So you will be needing to get that up at the same time you're getting a toolsmithy. Or maybe even earlier. As long as you have rations when winter hits. Rations are also easy to carry and so on, and your people like eating them more than regular food. Because who wants to eat a raw carrot? You can have a meal. Although, quite frankly, we should have wheat and bread. Never had bread. But yeah, get that up going. Get the forge going. We're going to get that. We're going to get you to always maintain unlimited ingots. And have you there. There we go. That will help out with building. Let's prioritise you. That's an ancillary. Do you have a small ancillary? No. What's the next level of this? Cutstone. Let's get another ancillary down while we are at it. Remember, you do have ancillaries in case you need more things. Like, ancillaries just everywhere. Make sure you use them. Let's build you there. There we go. Let's face it, they're a lot cheaper, but if you don't have too much of the more intermediate end-level resources because you're building too many other things. Just using, you know, basic stuff you can drop directly on them. Really, really useful. There we go. So get more ancillaries up. You want to have at least unlimited amounts of building slots available. And you want to be able to filling them continuously. You always want to be pushing your limit at every time you can. Whether by more houses, more towers, definitely more golems. If you can, always get more golem slots. They've taken over this area. Ooh, look at that spread. And you want to have a nice, solid, concerted wall against the enemy. Because as you can see, we're starting to lose vast chunks of the world. So get your towers up, get your pushing out with the likes, and get up your utility buildings as well. And definitely ancillaries as well. There we go. And help out as much as you can. At this stage, you should be constantly using your grab tool to always reinforce your builder's abilities. At no point should then be a gap where you're just sort of sitting there with lots of resources going, what should I do now? Always help out. Always need resources. Always need essence. Always push the enemy. As you can see, we now have iron ingots, which means this will be upgrading very soon. Which will give us... was it ice golems? Yes, ice stone golem combobulator. If you're having issues with lots of lost golems, you can get the golem repair unit up. Which should be, if I remember correctly, it's in towers, yes. See, there it is. No, it's not. Is it in towers? Every time I look, it's some miscellaneous. Ah, recombobulator tower. Every time I gotta look for somewhere. It's only a 3x3. It's not too expensive. The reason I don't use it is because early on you don't care if you lose golems. They last for quite a long period of time. They can take a lot of damage. And even weakened, they, you know, carry on fighting to the end, and they're mostly there to slow the enemy. When you have large numbers of golems and the waves are huge, because, you know, it's the after summer and the enemy has a massive chunk of the map, you will probably want recombobulator towers near where your golems are fighting, because you want to waste that building slot and you have the essence to throw at it. Right now, I don't want to use a building slot because I'm building everything else. Probably the same for you. And I also don't want to use up extra essence. Right now I'm putting in more magic towers, more defences. If I use more of my essence to power up my golems rather than spawning more, it could negatively affect my combat abilities for the future. Oh, it still says ore. Okay. Maintain unlimited ingots. Come on, where are you? We can hear the combat going on already, but yeah, you want to get this up and running. Toolsmithy, let's maintain 3 of everything. Obviously, with swords, your people will fight better. We'll have someone in the next time we have a spare one. Obviously, I'd like to get up a kitchen. A kitchen is extremely important. Water purifier is still getting us water. Let's start working on this. Also, don't do the grab thing when you are at high speed, because again, you use up resources of your essence when you're holding it. So if you like at 3 times speed, sort of like pause for a second, that's 3 times more than you would if you're just, you know, moving from place to place at this speed. Or 5 times. Just don't do it. Also, if you miss, you get really annoyed with yourself. You really do. There we are. Nice and simple. So now we have water storage up and running too. We have food storage, which is not full yet. The farmers will be filling it up. Poorly watered, as you can see, that's going to be a problem. This is still ongoing. We have people building up. That is fine. Night has arrived. So as you can see, the enemy attacks are getting more significant. Even just during dusk, we've killed at least 15 enemies. It's just going to get steadily worse and worse and worse. Look at all the resources they're destroying. There is. There is one thing I like on this map. There's this teeny little island here. You can drop enemies on the island and they can't get off it. So if you want to, this map has a little island storage place. Lucy's fighting, that's fine. Lucy's been blighted. There we go. Looks like we're doing well. The food's a bit of an issue, that's fine. Let's dissolve. Yeah, dissolve is only really useful on corpse piles if there's a lot of corpses. Otherwise, just use it on the forest. It's much easier. I highly recommend massively clicking as fast as you can on corpses to get rid of them, and to get the essence out that way. If a corpse dissolves naturally, you don't get much out of it, if at all. So yeah, make sure you're clicking on the corpses if you desperately need resource in your spare time. Wood. Why can't I use this anymore? There we go. A bit weird. Maybe someone was pathing to it and got scared. Yeah, can't do it. Someone must be pathing with wood. The ballista's still firing at course. You will want to use those to slowly push forward because of massive range on them. So always make sure you have some kind of ability to push forward with those. Let's get another combobulator up and running. My own fault that. Should have definitely had this up and running. There we are. As you can see, we've got plenty of golems just wandering around. We don't really need a combobulator right now. We have plenty of troops just preparing, doing stuff. It's fine. But you will need them on the front line when the enemy starts massively swarming you. Like right now, again, like I've said, we are doing okay. The essence is better needed to actually power all of my defences, actively shooting at the enemy. I don't have too many of those active right now, but obviously the more I put in, because I'm going to start filling up my slots again, the greater the chance that I could run out at the wrong time. And golems, while useful, they aren't too much of a damage dealer. They're more of like a mobile roadblock, I'd like to say. As you can see, the house being destroyed. Walls in the way. Come on. There you are. That thing is very, very essence intensive. We're still powering up the towers with more arrows. That's good. Massively clicking. But yeah, you want to get up the utilities. You want to get food coming in. You definitely want to get tools. And obviously iron ore is now becoming essential for upgrades as well. Not too important early on, but at this stage you do want to get up the iron, you want to get up the toolsmith, and you want to start getting up the food. Where are you? There you are. Let's build you here, I guess. Why not? But there you go. So now we have ice stone golems. That's good. That would be very useful for the front line. As you can see, the enemy is still not too tough yet, but it's going to get worse. Because we did see fire elementals wandering around. But that could be, maybe we just hit one of their buildings. I don't see any more active right now, but you do need to push this. Like you can see, they really are hitting hard. There's a poison bow tower there. Oof. I think the burner's doing pretty well for resources too, so we're going to steal from here, get another golem down. I think we need a There's a building here, actually. Because that looks like it's going to start becoming an issue. So yeah, if we're having trouble, you need to make sure you are on top of it. Try and contain as much as possible. But you are looking at most of the map will eventually become part of the enemy, unless you can contain early. But containing early will require massively aiming towards the enemy position, putting a lot of resources down on that position, and hoping the enemy doesn't sneak past somehow. Because if you mistake it even one little bit, you're going to be screwed. There we are. I'm hearing combat on the front line. As you can see, we're holding it steady. The golems are doing well. We're going to use this to push this area back. Okay, there is a bit more behind, that's fine. There we are. Maybe we're going to start digging through. Where's the nearest area I can push through to there? We're going to start digging straight through, I think. Get lights down here. We can probably seal it off. It's going to be a bit of a difficult one, but you can do it. You can do containment. Like we are doing containment over here too. We're doing okay. They should push this area back. That will teach them. If we can cut it off, it'll be very useful. Straight down here. Cut it off. Looks like that is not armed. This has ammo. This does not. Oh, it still needs 5 more stone. Excellent. It's still being built. As you can see, the front line is being held nicely. The golems are mostly there to slow the enemy down while the towers deal with them. Phantom dart towers are your friend, very much so. Get out the utilities. Start pushing back. If you don't start pushing back, it's summer. Do some kind of containment. As you can see, it starts getting nasty. The corner's gone, and giving it time, it's going to start spreading over to, let's see, all the way over here. Now, there's not much I can do about that, but I can put lights around this area so they can't come through too much. But you do have to acknowledge, if you haven't been doing too much containment, you need to have defences in other areas too. At the very least, a wall with some towers. And occasionally you will lose people. Don't know why they were down there. Looks like they're after food. Why were you down here? No idea. But there you are. Oh well. Why were they down there? It's a mystery here in Duckburg. As you can see, we're pushing back a little bit more. Oh, there goes the person to activate that tower. That was good timing. Oh, and now they're going to build yet another graveyard. So we've lost 2 people. If you look around, occasionally you can see their ghosts in the twilight hours. And you can resurrect them. How's this doing? So we have water stored there. Perfect. Obviously we need to get more water because summer is going to be a problem. As you can see. In fact, just to make sure, we're going to grab water, because you can, and drop it in ourselves. There we are. So we've lost 2 people, not too major. I wouldn't recommend always trying to, put stuff next to the enemy positions, because as you can see, their towers are pretty vicious. But now, we are pushing back, we are taking this area. This tower is in the way, though. Let's see if we can actually try and make it waste all of its munitions. Look at the actual area though. Corrupted fire, phantom dart towers. Oh well. 2 towers down here for some reason. Oh well. But yeah, it's going to be a nightmare to push back once they are heavily established. You got to do what you can. I remember correctly now that these towers don't even have munitions anymore. Just fire continuously because evil. But yeah, as you can see, a lot of death has happened. We've held them back steadily. The only troops we're losing are ones we're sending out on stupid causes of trying to keep the enemy contained. Not too much of an issue at all, really. Let's put another one here. But do contain the enemy. Do not let them get to the stage where they can come around your fort on multiple sides. It may cost you building slots, but this is one of the situations where that is very much needed. There I go them. Anyway, I've been the FallenShogun. It's been another how-to. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next one. Ciao for now, people. Where are you going? Go to the tower. Go to the tower. Damn you. Bye-bye.